Good morning, Gators. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Amina, and welcome back to another edition of Swamp Talk.
The drama department will hold auditions for the next musical called Next to Normal this afternoon from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. For audition packets with information about the show, please see Ms. Hydes in the Media Center. 11th and 12th graders, if your unweighted GPA is a 3.5 or better, you are eligible for consideration to be a member of the school's chapter of the National Honor Society. Please check your Office 365 school email account for more information. Now for our weekly sports news.
Yesterday, our swim team traveled to compete in states. This morning, they are competing in the prelims, and tonight they'll be competing in the finals. We caught up with our senior April Paquette to talk about how her season is going.
Honestly, I'm just happy that we had a season this year. It means a lot to me that I could compete as a senior, even with a global pandemic going on. We had to wear masks all the time. When we were walking up to the block, we had to have the mask on. As soon as we were done with our race, we had to put the mask on. And then by the end of the meet, your mask is soaking wet, and you're like, well, this probably isn't doing anything, but oh well. So as a team captain, I literally gave my swimmers such a hard time about always having their masks on, and I would yell at them all the time to put their masks back on. During state series, I have to be, ready to warm up, and it makes it really hard because the warm-up is limited, and you have to be socially distant, you have to have your mask on, and you have to be standing outside in the cold, ready for your race. So it honestly just took a lot of trial and error. I'm talking to a couple of colleges right now, hoping that I will be able to swim. So excited that I'm going to states this year and all 4 of my events. I'm really proud of my relay that we're sending 2 relays to states this year, and I'm really happy with how I'm placed individually, and I can't wait for this weekend.
We wish all of our divers and swimmers good luck this weekend in states. Go Gators!
Despite the constraints due to the pandemic, Pasco County schools are looking forward to celebrating Veterans Day this year with a pre-recorded program featuring stirring musical presentations by Pasco student groups. The program will be available on YouTube.
Gators, the presidential elections are not in yet, but let's hear from Owen for more information about these results.
Thank you, Stephanie, and welcome Gators to your headquarters for the 2020 presidential election. I'm Owen Matthew, and today we're taking a deep dive to look at where we started and how we got to where we are today, when we can expect the result for the election, and how these final 5 states will sway the election the most. These are all coming up next. Well, Gators, where we stand right now as of Thursday morning, Biden is winning the Electoral College vote 264 to 214. Remember, it's only who gets the 270 Electoral College votes first. Now, there are 5 states left. Let's take a closer look at how these states have changed throughout the past couple days and where they leave us stand with who could be the next president. Well, Gators, all eyes sit on Nevada, as only 76% of their votes have been tallied up, with roughly 400,000 more votes to go. Biden does have a small lead, and if he's able to hang on to this 10,000 vote lead, then he is able to hit 270 electoral votes on the dot, and he will be sworn in as our next president. However, if Trump would like to see 4 more years in office, it is still possible. He will have to win every remaining state on the map, including Nevada. You'll have to sway that back to the Republican side. It is extremely unlikely that Trump could win the election through the Supreme Court, and that voter fraud would even be pushed that far to have a Supreme Court case, although it is possible. Now, as we go up to Pennsylvania, we see that Trump is winning by 100,000 votes, with only 88% reporting. As these votes are being tallied up, a lot of them are being mail-in ballots, and a lot of the Democrats did mail in their votes compared to Republicans on a national scale. That's where experts are saying that these states may flip, having him run away with the victory of over 270 Electoral College votes. Even though currently Biden is winning the race to 270 electoral votes, we won't know for weeks, maybe even months after recounts are done, and if it goes to the Supreme Court for voter fraud. We will make sure here at Swamp Talk we keep you guys informed. Thank you for watching, and have a fun Friday.
Students, parking passes are now available to sophomores. Remember, Gators, you must meet the requirements as outlined in the parking application. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for paperwork to be processed once the application has been submitted. Now let's head over to Amina for a fun teacher trivia.
Hello Gators, welcome to Swamp Talks Before They Were Teachers, Fall Edition. Here, we'll learn a lot about teachers before they were a teacher. So now, let's fall into these questions. Number 1. Before Miss Quave came to LOLHS, which option listed below was her occupation? A. Novelist, B. Bartender, C. Nurse, or D. Cook? B. Bartender. Miss Quave was a bartender at an upscale restaurant. She is an English teacher. Number 2. Before Mr. Florence came to LOLHS, which option listed below was his occupation? A. Army recruiter, B. Public affairs officer, C. Baker, or D. Army engineer officer? D. Army engineer officer. Mr. Florence was an Army engineer officer. He teaches AP Physics, IB Physics, Physical Science Honors, and Marine Science. Number 3. Before Mr. Wilkins came to LOLHS, which option listed below was his occupation? A. Software developer, B. Mechanic, C. Police officer, or D. Barber? C. Police officer. Mr. Wilkins was a Tampa police officer. He is a EBD teacher. Thank you, Gators, and that is it for Before They Were Teachers Fall Edition. Last Friday was the homecoming game. In the spirit of tradition, we crowned homecoming queen and homecoming queen. Congratulations to Heiko Abad and Christina Agovino. Now for a recap on the homecoming game.
Despite COVID-19 forcing us to cancel our homecoming dance, we still celebrated our homecoming court at the football game. And for the people who couldn't make it, well, we had a solution for that too.
Students, honor roll certificates have been distributed to students at school. My School Online students, contact Ms. Seibert for yours. The school can either email your certificate or have it available for pickup at the front office.
Gators, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Let's head over to Kennedy on a segment called Why We Need the Holidays.
A lot has happened so far in 2020. Good and bad things. These events have been impactful on everyone. Let's check in with some students and find out what were these impactful events.
California fires were insane.
COVID is super crazy.
Well, COVID, obviously.
I'm still over wearing masks.
It's all the restaurants and businesses that have closed down.
So over watching all these protests going on around the city.
Okay, the election is kind of intense. Although, this holiday season is coming fast and people are already preparing. Tables are being set, people are putting up Christmas lights, wish lists are being made, coffee and hot chocolate are in people's minds, and all we all want is some light to shine at the end of 2020's long tunnel.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting-a-ting-a-ling. I'm on it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside, snow is falling and friends are calling.
And now, let's see what students are excited for this holiday season.
The holidays are coming up, so hopefully people are already in the holiday spirit.
The cold weather, because we don't get that very often.
I am ready for the holiday season. I really can't wait to wear those fluffy socks that everybody loves.
Looking forward to the colder weather, because that's nice in Florida.
I like the cold weather.
I'm excited to see my family on Thanksgiving. I'm super excited to get Christmas cookies.
Let's all come together and try to enjoy the rest of what 2020 will bring.
That's all the news for today, Gators. Tune in next Wednesday for another edition of Swamp Talk.
Make sure to follow us at LOLHS Journalism and have a great weekend, Gators.